Hi, Yang Gang. What a ride. Let me start by making something very clear. This is not the end, nor is this really the beginning. This is the next chapter, a new way forward. By now, you probably know that Andrew Yang's bid for the White House in 2020 has come to a close. Other campaigns have come to the same somber moment, but this campaign is different because it's never been about a single person. We began with a message, and that message sparked a presidential campaign, and that campaign has changed the political landscape forever. Here's what Andrew wrote in his last email. We highlighted the real problems in our communities as our economy is being transformed before our eyes by technology and automation. We stood on the debate stage and shifted our national conversation to include the fourth industrial revolution, a topic no one wanted to touch. Our signature proposal, Universal Basic Income, has become part of the mainstream conversation. We increased the popular support for universal basic income to 66% of Democrats and 72% among voters 18 through 34. And without a doubt, we accelerated the eradication of poverty in our society by years, perhaps even generations. DFW for Yang has come a long way. Dallas Yang Gang started April 14th in a small coffee shop. We had our first event, a town hall watch party, and Andrew was making his first splash on CNN. When I organized that event, I had no idea how many other people even cared about what was happening or would even show up. That Sunday afternoon at the watch party, 23 people who did not know each other, had never met before, got together and decided that we were not going to sit on the sidelines this time around. Since then, we've had over 100 meetups across the Metroplex. We've walked signs over a dozen times, made over 1,000 phone calls during phone banking parties and at home. We've distributed countless flyers, and many of us canvassed and door knocked for the very first time. We talked nonstop to our friends, our family, our coworkers, strangers, and we even started doing policy workshops to help educate ourselves on the policies and to refine our yanging skills. We held signs on the highways and at DART stations for countless hours, over multiple nights and weekends. We talked to homeless people and gave hope to people who feel forgotten by our community and by our political process. We hosted, at the time, the largest fundraiser event for Andrew Yang, with over 1,100 people coming from all across the state of Texas. We broke the mold for how a political campaign is run and had fun along the way. This adventure turned us from strangers into friends and from friends into family. While other campaigns may end with the question, who do we support next? Everyone I've talked to in the gang is asking a different question. They're asking, what do we do next? On an official donor call after the New Hampshire primary, Zach Grauman and Carly Reed assured us that they have plans in the works. We're not letting this movement stop anytime soon. Take a listen.
And that brings me to the important stuff. What's next? And I wish I had like insider information of like exactly what we're going to do next. But nothing is final yet, but I will say everything's on the table. Andrew's future in politics, very, very bright, very, very exciting. And we won't rule out anything. But I will say this, I know you all felt very part of this campaign. That was intentional, and I always wanted to be intentional. But also, while we were building this campaign, while we're flying, Andrew and I are operators at our core. I hope you all feel that most of the time there was always a plan, you know. And so in this instance, there is a plan, and it's very exciting. And we're hoping to explore the highest ranges of this exciting, probably the greatest future. Let's go, the brightest future in American politics right now belongs to Andrew Yang. I think that's a very, very accurate statement right now, and that's thanks to you guys. So what happens next is going to be very, very exciting. What I will say is this, as many of you have given at a high level to this campaign, and whatever we do next after this will probably involve some sort of resources, and we'd love you guys to be involved. And being outside of the presidential race as a candidate, we have a lot more flexibility in terms of how we can raise money and the things we can do with it, and how creative we can get, and how we can plan up, and how we can actually build a war chest. And what I'll say is, look, we started with like a book, an apartment, and two guys and a dream, and we got him to, 6th place in the presidency. now we're starting with thousands of you and millions of people around the country, and actually the ability to recruit talent and resources and plan and be strategic and thoughtful and load this gun the right way. There's going to be some really, really, really exciting opportunities that I would love to bring to you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys should all be so proud. I'm extremely proud. It is painful, of course. It's sad, but it's really exciting. Andrew's in awesome spirits. He's ready to rock. He needs to sleep, Jesus, and maybe like recover and spend some time with Christopher and Damien. But he was chomping at the bit this morning to keep going. I've got to simmer him down and get some sleep, and then we'll be back at it. You will hear from us. If you guys have ideas, you are part of this campaign, so we'd love to hear them, but you'll be hearing from us too with a lot of next steps and how we can stay together.
The story is not over for the Dallas-Fort Worth Yang Gang. Over the next few days and weeks, we'll be having conversations with you about what you'd like to see the group tackle next. We will keep our website and social media active, so stay tuned and stay connected to be alerted about what huge things are coming for the year ahead. I wish I could tell you exactly what's in store for the near future, but I promise you it's going to be huge, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be exciting. For now, here's what I want you to do. Take a break, but don't stop. Know who your friends are in the Yang Gang and talk to them. Take some time to enjoy not having the pressure of being in a presidential campaign. And get some sleep, take some time to yourself, and when you're ready, find a way to get engaged. Wear your Humanity First gear to political clubs and events. Find issues and causes that you personally care about and get engaged. Reach out to your local representative and give them a piece of your mind. Do your research on down-ballot candidates and vote your conscience on election day. We've worked hard to till the soil and plant the seeds. Now that the seeds are planted, we need to continue watering and nourishing them so that we can harvest the fruit of our labor when the time is right. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every single one of you who have been a part of this movement, especially from the beginning. Thank you to every one of you who have trusted me to be your regional organizer. I've learned a lot, and I've made a lot of mistakes. This journey has helped me become a better person and a better leader. None of this would have been possible without all of you who have volunteered your time, donated money, and shared your ideas and experience with this campaign. Now, I know there are many of you that I haven't had an opportunity to meet and recognize your hard work. That being said, here are a few people who have been integral to this DFW for Yang movement and my journey as a leader. Kenedy Logsdon, who started the first campus-based Yang Gang at UTD. She's run our coffee socials, phone banking parties, and canvassing events every week. And she spends hours in advance researching our policy workshops that we stream on YouTube. I could always count on her to help me keep the Dallas Yang Gang going, and for that, I'm grateful that she got involved. Tony Yen, who's an original gangster. He was there at the very beginning at that CNN town hall back in April, and he's stayed active ever since. He's been a key advisor to Yang Gangs here in the Metroplex and internationally, helping the Taiwan Yang Gang with their fundraisers and planning. Tony personally provisioned the 200 Dallas Yang Gang shirts just like this that have become a staple in our community and have even been gifted to Andrew Yang himself. Hashem Syed, whose steadfast advice and presence has maintained our core group from its founding days. His presence helped kickstart many of the things that became weekly events, such as our coffee social and our sign walking. Taylor Guillory, who stepped up to be the leader of the Denton Yang Gang, and thanks to his leadership and consistent communication, has helped Denton have multiple meetups, sign walking, canvassing, and many more events every single week. Dasia Ellis, who served as a face for our social media and has been a consistent volunteer for the Denton Yang Gang. Kenmore, who has been with the Collin County Yang Gang every step in the way, leading the meetups alongside Tony. He represented Andrew in a major way when he pulled Andrew's name at the Collin County ballot drawing and put Andrew's name at the top of the ballot. When you go vote in Collin County, you'll notice Andrew Yang right there at the top. That's because of Ken. Kit Ariat, Jessica Mackenzie, Gina Kozlerick, Austin Rock, and Richie Swa. You guys have like really unique last names, so I'm sorry if I butchered it on camera. These lovely people have been the core of the Fort Worth Yang Gang, meeting every week, hosting sign-holding events by the highway, and coming up with creative community service projects and activities. I've always been impressed by their innovative ways of supporting the campaign. Laura Kwan, whose persistent passion and zeal was integral to us organizing the largest grassroots fundraiser for Andrew Yang at the time. We attracted over 1,100 people to the Southside Ballroom at Guillory's Dallas. Laura and her father sponsored the cowboy hat that was personally gifted to Andrew Yang and signed by the Yang Gang of Texas. Joshua Lapidus, who lent his extensive campaign experience to the Yang Gang and was a key advisor to the Collin County Yang Gang. Patrick and Jillian Cook, who threw an amazing New Year's Eve party and helped us win a personal phone call from Andrew Yang himself. Jillian was integral to the logistics planning of our grassroots fundraiser in December, and Patrick has been a steadfast supporter from the very beginning, attending socials and our very first ever sign walk at a DART station. Shafia Mahoney, Leah Grant, Emily Reynolds, and Ann Nguyen. These people have been consistently active online and present at our coffee socials, phone banking parties, policy workshops, and more. Shafin especially has driven all over the Metroplex to attend our various events. Patricia Murphy and Aaron Davis have been integral in helping the Dallas Yang Gang navigate the Dallas County Democratic Party. Through their advice and experience, they helped us become a part of the larger party and the larger community. Zach Alden and Luis Lujan, who were key supporters in the very beginning and produced our first ever street interviews video that you can check out on YouTube. Adrian Garcia, who helped us land our first ever podcast interview with Speakin' Greezy. I and Jack, who have been regulars in the Fort Worth Yang Gang, hosted a sign-holding event at an Ariana Grande concert, whose daughter Emma helped design a t-shirt for the San Antonio Yang Gang. Michelle Wong, Francine Lee, Catherine Goodwin, and Nancy Wang of North Texas Asian Democrats. NTAD has been a wonderful friend to the Yang Gang, and I'm thankful for the friendship between our two organizations. If you're Asian and you live in North Texas, consider checking them out. Daniel Arizon, who has been documenting the Yang Gang across the nation and was there at the very first Dallas Yang Gang event back in April 2019. Daniel was the one who encouraged me to take a bigger role in the Dallas Yang Gang. My brothers, Dexter and Maxwell, Colorado, who have been by my side every step of the way. Thank you for being my constant support, both inside and outside of this movement. Anthony Lowe and Tanner Doe, who have been friends of the Yang Gang even as they run for their own public office. Jesse Renee and Travis Marks, who started the Facebook group even before I got involved. Yang Gang leaders in the other parts of Texas. Gordon Montgomery, Anami, Jen Agnew, David Miller, Grace No, Izzy Chea, Faye Koo, Ashley Adair, Corey Martin, and Reggie Yamanaka. All of you were an inspiration for me and helped keep me motivated as the campaign wore on. In no particular order, here's an incomplete list who have been a part of this DFW for Yang journey one way or another. Nick Curley, Stephen Nagishi, Tran Ho, Nancy Tien, Samir Patel, Devin Hall, Brandon Morrow, Kiel Petty, Lars and Nels Hogberg, Victor Prieto, Hunter Griffin, Jared Beardsley, Nashvin Tijerina, Ian Merriman, Alex Nee, Chris Chan, Yusuf Almkari, Kat Peluso, Alex Moran, Neha Sridhar, Eugene Chang, Cody Merrill, Ben Song, James Hobbs, Ling Luo, Jansi Sudevi, Andy Chen, Jan Shi, Peter Nguyen, Apple Xiao, Joe Fang, Jay Gitmo, Joshua Garay, Vivek Elavarasan, and Glenn McNeil. The next chapter begins now. I'm just as excited now as I've ever been. As Andrew Yang said, no one is going to build a better world for us. We're going to have to do it ourselves. Together. Let's go.